Okay, mid-month, mid-May 2023, we're going to start with Aries. We're going to move through the zodiac wheel to Pisces, and we're going to timestamp it so you can look up your sun, your moon, your rising, or cross-watch for someone else, whatever takes your fancy. So those timestamps will be in the description box. We're going to look at your love life. We're going to look at your career. We're going to look at destiny and just any other channeled messages. And kind of special thing with this one, we're going to look at what is lacking, what you need to work on, and we're going to do that by using my zombie deck. Well, it's not my zombie deck, it's the, what's it called? The dead weight. It's like a Rider-Waite, but with zombies. So that's what you need to kind of work on, what is lacking. Okay, let's do it. Let's just go straight to Aries. Oh, God. Okie doke. I'm going to put your cards here. I'm going to put the camera down so you can see them, lovely Aries. Wowzers. Okay, so mid-month, you've got some decisions to make here. Okay, let's just flippity-gibbet so you can see. Put them up there. Okay, lovely Aries. Can you see here? Poof. You straight out with the Devils, the first card that came out for you. So Aries, there is some area in your world, in your life, that you are a bit stuck. Now, when it comes to the Devil, you notice we've got these cool people here and they're chained to each other. Okay, they're chained to each other and they're chained to the Devil. And it has the energy of whatever is keeping you held somewhere. So have a think, Aries. What might be holding you back? Is there any toxic influence in your life? As we come to mid-May, and thank God Mercury goes direct, all the lessons that you've learned, and it's been a pretty tricky one since about the 5th when we had the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, people have been literally weeding out bad influences. And this is particularly resonant for you. Okay, so with this Devil card, this is anyone in the past who's been a bad influence. And I don't mean it like in the way that you used to bring home a friend and your mum would be like, they're a bad influence. I mean it in terms of patterns. So this could be your family patterns, your legacy, your ancestry, the ways that your family spoke about you, you know, in you'll never do this, or you're always good at that. You're particularly good at that, but you're not good at this. Whatever the story is that other people have concocted for you, it feels like it needs to be broken down because we've got the 7 of Cups here. And the 7 of Cups is when you've got all these possibilities, but they're all up in the air. They're all up in a swirl. There's a sense of a dreamlike quality to it and not being able to tell the difference between what is fantasy and what is reality. Now, for some of you, this may also be in your love life. It may bleed out into your career because we've then got, and this is a card that's really good for you, Mars in Leo, or the 7 of Wands. This is about knowing who you are, Aries, and where you stand, and defending your corner to that end, as they say. In other words, you may have to pipe up. This could be in your love life, could be in your career. I'll take another card to find out. But either way, you're going to be required to pipe up and to say what you want. And more importantly, Aries, what you don't want. Let's have a look what we get for your love life in particular, in addition to these. So I would say, you know, even if you're in a very contented relationship at the moment, anything where you've slightly been kidding yourself or just in denial about a certain part of it, that will need to be confronted. And, you know, oh, lovely. For your love life, you're getting the Fool. Okay, so this energy is fantastic. It's the energy of a do-over, a start-over. It could be a new beginning, but it's definitely a turn of events, okay? And it's, when you get the Fool, it's fresh. Aries is kind of representative of the Fool. I know that you're the Emperor, but also you're the Fool because you're the first sign of the zodiac. your cardinal, you've got that fresh Aries energy. So if you're single, this could be a time to get your disco pants on and get away those apple packers into the drawer, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Those big old grey, you know what I'm saying. I won't go any further. So I love this energy for you. It feels like this is a bit of a fight, but you know what, Aries, you're built for a fight. You know, the boy is an Aries, and boy, does he love a fight. When he was little, he loved to wrestle. Absolutely loved to wrestle. I'm a Pisces, could never understand it, but as I've grown up with an Aries, I get it. It's pretty simple. Aries wears their heart and soul on their sleeve. And this is what you're going to end up doing, okay? But there's one issue that you have been shying away from, which we all do, and you'll have your own good reasons for that. But somehow, I feel like it gets cleared out. It comes to the surface, it gets dealt with, you say what you want and what you don't want, and we can all move on, okay? This is fantastic. What do we need to know about... I'm going to take another one for your love life, if that's okay. What might be... Oh my God. Okay, so I was going to ask what might be crossing this. And this is a deck. So these decks, both these decks, tarotcollectibles.com. I'm not involved with them in any way. I just like using their decks. And some of them, which I really like, have like doubles. And in this deck, I think the only double is the Fool. And when I asked what's standing in your way, I get the Fool in reverse for the Fool in the upright. Aries, it's going to be scary to take a leap in your love life. So you may just have met someone, or you may just be about to meet someone, or the particular relationship status that you have may be about to do quite a radical turn. And fortune favours the brave, I think. This has come up for you a lot recently, and Aries is very brave, but nevertheless, fortune favours the brave, and never has there been a better time for you to be brave than now. Aries. In a minute, we'll look at what's lacking as well, because we'll take you a zombie card. Just want to have a quick look at your career and life in general, okay? You get the Lovers in the reverse. Now, when you get the Lovers in reverse, and this is for career and what's going on in your world, there is a feeling here that you're stuck in where you're working, that you don't really have a choice. And I would say when you get the Lovers in reverse, you might be right about that, but it's only temporary. Also, even when Mercury goes direct on the 15th, it takes about another week to 10 days. So I would say, particularly we've got a new moon on the 19th, I wouldn't be making any serious moves in career until that time. And radical acceptance would be a good idea for the things that you cannot change. Okay, this doesn't really occur in your love life because you've got that lovely Fool card, and the only thing holding you back there is fear itself. With your career, it just looks like you have good reason not to make a bold move just at the moment. Okay, so the zombie card, what might be missing? What is the missing piece that you need to work on, that you need to bring in, that there might be lack? Oh my God, that's gross. So we get the Empress. I know. This is all zombies, this deck. We get the Empress. The Empress is your feminine energy. I know. Now, for some of you, the patterns that you're fighting here, or the patterns that you're confronting here, may belong with mothers, or your mother, your own mother, or being a mother, or feminine energy, relatives, ancestry. If you think about the ancestry of the females in your family, you may find the answer as to what you need to do differently, okay? But also, feminine energy is very powerful, and I would say for Aries, which is a masculine energy sign, it's not always easy for you to get into your feminine energy and feel secure. So this looks like following your intuition and caring for yourself and those around you without apology. Okay, let's take a love oracle card for you, Aries. I like this. This seems like quite a groundbreaking little reading for you. Nice. The love oracle card I get for you is connection. And that's what you get with this Fool card, is something new. So it's either a reconnect in a relationship you're already in, or finding a connection with somebody. And I would also add to that, Aries, maybe not in the way you were expecting or in the place or time you were expecting it. Expect the unexpected, okay? Oof, Aries, leave me a comment, please. Do let me know how that resonates. And check your moon and your rising signs in the timestamps. Thank you, Aries. Okay, Taurus. What do we need to know for you, Taurus? Let's have 3 cards for you first. Taurus. Oh, nice. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Ooh. What's going on with you, Taurus? It's not normally this complicated. I think that would be a good title if this was your own reading. It would be, it's not normally this complicated. Okay. So we've got 3 cards here. We've got Temperance, which I really like. This is encouraging you. These have got stars in them, by the way. Aren't they gorgeous? This is encouraging you to find a balance in your life. You may be feeling like you really want to get off the beaten path. If you look at this 5 of Pentacles in the middle, this is Mercury and Taurus, okay? These people here who've like been to a 60s rave or Woodstock or whatever it is, they are going past this very inviting window. And there's 5 Pentacles, it's lit up, it looks warm, they could get, you know, a cup of tea in there and a cucumber sandwich, whatever takes their fancy. But they're choosing to pass by and keep walking in the snow. There is a spiritual element to this card, and there's a spiritual element in your life that you may be ignoring or you may be finding difficult to access. This is a card of worry. You're worried about something, okay? 9 swords are above this person. It's the 4 a.m. card. They're awake. Yet again, you know, it's that feeling, I'm awake, here I am, oh my God. Yeah, and it feels anxious. You may be overthinking a certain situation at the moment as we come into the mid-month. Mercury's retrograde and, oh my God, it just throws everybody. And I think it has thrown everybody. Some of what you've been thinking about is worth thinking about, Taurus, and some of it is not. But it's very hard to tell the difference, okay? I'm going to take another card on that 9 of Swords. What's on our mind here? What's been on our mind? What are we worried about? That one. Okay. So this is the 6 of Cups. It's very psychedelic, but it's still the 6 of Cups. Just hold it up a bit so you can see it. It's got such nice stars in it. The 6 of Cups is childhood sweetheart or someone you've lost. It's a very Mercury retrograde vibe. So you could be thinking about somebody, a relationship, it could be an ex, it could be someone from the past, or just someone who's in your life at the moment, but the connection is quite karmic. It's coming home to roost a little bit and you're feeling it, and I get that. It feels like you are very connected to somebody. And you being the kind of psychic that you are, Taurus, this is not going to be in a very straightforward way. So this could be in the 5D, it could be in dreams, it could be in what you might think of fantasies, kind of this is all in my head, why is this person in my head, why is this scenario in my head? Okay, what is lacking? I'm going to look here at what is lacking. We're going to use my zombie tarot. This is called the dead weight, dead weight, apocalyptic survivor. But I use it as like a shadow deck because it really works. Okay, I've got 2 cards have come up for you. So here's what we're looking at in terms of what's missing. We've got the King of Wands and we've got the 2 of Wands. Now you can see here, this is where there's a lack, where there's a scarcity. Some of you are dealing with a fire sign or somebody who is very confident in themselves. King of Wands is a figure that is very much larger than life. You know, they're entertaining, they're confident, right up to that they could be a bit of a player. That is definitely in there, is a possibility. Now you also have here the 2 of Wands. There's something where you need to go beyond your comfort zone. You need to push the boundaries. These are both Wands cards. So you've got whatever fire you've got in your chart, and if you know how to look at your natal chart, have a look, okay, at your placements and think about where the fire is and what houses it's in and what you can do with that, okay? How you can best use this energy. If you're dealing with a fire sign, they may be absent, away, or just off their game, okay? I would say that you've got a lovely new moon coming up on the 19th, and I wouldn't really do too much about this until then. I really wouldn't bother because it's in a retrograde energy and some things need to be sorted out for this person, okay? I'm going to put the zombie cards to one side. They're great, aren't they? I love them. Okay, let's look at what's going on in general. I have a feeling that this is quite weighted towards your love life. Or this connection here, it could be an old friend, but someone very, very dear to you, very, very special. Yeah, we get the Lovers in the reverse. Now, this can mean that you feel like you don't have a lot of choices at the moment. And I would say you were right. And that's not a doom, prospect forever. It's just for the next week or so. And then I think once you get to the 19th, things will open up more. This card here where the 2 people just can't choose to go in, they can't take advantage of something, is where you're at in a certain situation. There's nothing that you can do about it at the moment except accept it and know that it will change. Sometimes just knowing that we don't have particularly a choice and that, fate is kind of having a hand to play releases us. And I feel like you can feel released from this. You also have the Magician in the reverse. You must be aware and careful, whether this is in your career, whether it's in your love life, of people who are not quite as they seem. You could be dealing here with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Magician in reverse is somebody who is... It's just, the good part of a magician is that they're entertaining. The negative part sometimes is that you never quite know what's real. So there may be someone in your life where you never quite know what's real. And I wouldn't even try to find out just yet, okay? Reality will come soon enough. Wait for the new moon energy in your sign on the 19th. It's an absolute gift. Yeah, because we've got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse is saying don't make any material changes just yet. Okay, I mean, this reading is going out as we're still in the tail end of Mercury retrograde. So it's not the right time, if you can avoid it, to be making material changes to your life or career, I would say. You may feel stuck at your job. I know Aries got that. Yeah. And also your intuition may be blocked with the High Priestess in reverse. And the Fool in reverse. Look how many cards we're getting in reverse. I'm just checking the deck. No, they're definitely not all in reverse. The Fool in reverse, when you get this, it's more than look before you leap. It's like, don't leap just yet. Okay? Don't leap just yet. The time will come when you can move forward in many areas of your life, but you're kind of got one foot in the past. And I don't mean it in that you're stuck in the past. I mean, if you feel like you're stuck in the past, you are. Sometimes there's a good reason for that. The universe is just working through some particular energies that have you in the past. Your love card is the Gardener. This is somebody in your life. You're either looking for this person, or you should be, or they're already here, I hope, but you recognize them because they're willing to do the hard work. They don't just want to sniff the flowers. They're here to spread the crap when you need to do the composting, to, you know, regularly weed, or I don't know, I'm not a gardener. Most Taurians are pretty good with plants, actually. But this is someone who can show up, do the work, and take the weight off you, okay? Don't settle for anything less, but don't expect this to show up straight away. This is something that can develop over time, okay? So if you're waiting on somebody and it feels very kind of ephemeral and like it's all up in the stars and everything, that's okay. Just stay with that energy for now. And know that you've got some pretty strong major arcanas, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Lovers, and the Fool, all telling you that this is not the moment, okay? Gardens take a while, maybe 3-4 seasons to establish. You're in a season of looking back, and that will change. But my advice for you mid-month would be to get with that energy, get the old photograph albums out, go through your phone and look at old videos, look at old texts from people, whatever it is, wallow in it, go for that past energy. Because in a way, if you saturate yourself with it, it will be done. Woof! Taurus. Please do leave me a comment about this reading, Taurus, because I'm pretty fascinated by it, actually. It's got many layers for you. And do check out your moon and your rising signs. Okay? Thank you, Taurus. Okay. Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. I'm just going to do a bit of a shuffle for you. Gemini. What do we need to know for Gemini? I'm just shuffling in different sections because actually it's quite stiff, as the actress said to the bishop. That one we need to know for you. Oh, Gemini. 2 of Cups in reverse. What is going on in your life? Okay. Let's unpack it. There's some strange energy at the moment. We are, as my mum would say, neither nout nor summit. We are somewhere in between. Yeah, look. Thank God that's in reverse. You got the 3. I think you had a similar reading to this last time, actually. God, okay, right. Gemini, important, listen in. There's negative energies working their way out of your life, okay? Some of you may have had a breakup, but this breakup, because we're still at the tail end of Mercury retrograde, it could have been from ages ago. And maybe you can't believe you're still thinking about it. Could be with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be a friend you used to have too. It doesn't have to be romantic. But notice we've got this, I can't believe I'm using my lip salve. We've got this as a pointer. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is when there is another element at play. So the other element at play could be a third party, especially if there was a breakup here. It could be that someone was a workaholic, an alcoholic, all kinds of things. So it can be an influence. It can be a relative that's interfering. It can just be somebody on the outside. Or it can be a mental state or something like that, an influence. We also have the Ace of Wands. So you might be feeling a bit tired because it's the Ace of Wands in reverse. A bit tired, a bit jaded. I mean, my God, if you've made it through Mercury retrograde and if there has been some difficulties here, and this could indicate leaving a job, leaving a relationship, or just feeling unhappy, even if you're not leaving a person, you're still in it with somebody, but there's an unhappiness there. There's a streak of something that needs to be explored. Okay? A sadness that needs to be explored. Let's take some more cards for you. You're like, Gemma, please don't. I understand, Gemini. Let's put these here. Let's look directly at your career, and then we'll look at your love life as well. What's going on in career for Gemini? Oh my God. Well, at least they're in the reverse. So you're coming out of a period of worry about where to go next with your career. Gosh, and the 6 of Cups. You've got all reversals. I'm just checking the deck. They're definitely not all in reverse. Okay. This is all about Mercury retrograde. It's all retro. These cards are retro. The energy is retro. I would wager, and please leave me a comment, Gemini, that you've had a really rough Mercury retrograde. And you may have had a rough Mercury retrograde back in January, I think was the last one, possibly. Look it up. See what you were doing at the time. And it's good from the point of view that I can totally see it's like poison being drawn out and recovery is imminent, okay? But I bet you've been thinking, what fresh hell is this, on more than one occasion recently. So just know that. Yeah, okay. I get the Tower in reverse. There is one central theme at the moment, Gemini, that you need to pay attention to, and there is something that wants a voice. Now, is this to do with work? Do you want to tell someone to shove it? You know, I mean, the Tower is, and I'm not saying you should, it's obviously up to you. Gemstone Tarot told me to tell you to shove it. So shove it. But there's some repressed energy here. It could be in your love life, it could be in your work life, but it just feels like, it feels a lot like work. It feels like there's massive frustrations, like there are things below the surface that you can't say, that you haven't been able to express. And I do feel that what's going to happen for you, yeah, there is a lack of clarity going on, a complete lack of clarity. Ace of Swords in reverse is like, it is very clearly not clear. And I mean that double meaning. And you're a Gemini and you are the kings and queens of double meanings. It's very clearly not clear. What do we do about this then? What should Gemini do about this, please? Because for some of you, this may also be in your love life, that there's a complete lack of clarity. You may have had a breakup, but it's not a breakup. This is one of those times when it's this, but it's not, and it's that, but it's not, and it's this, but it's not. Thank God. I know you may not feel like thank God when we get the 10 of Swords. You're like, really? But actually, you need to get to that point before you can move on, Gemini. You need to get to that point. Because until you get to that point, you cannot heal. There is unfinished business. There are unspoken words. I think many of you, a light bulb is going on and you're thinking, yes, 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 there is. Okay. Let's have a look at your love life, see if we can get some in particular for that. Gosh, right. I think I'm getting an idea here. So we get the Queen of Cups with the Seven of Swords. And I'll show you the glitter, because we might as well see the bright side. When you get the Queen of Cups with the Seven of Swords, it's telling you there's something you don't know that's in your love life. It could be a secret. It could be something they just haven't raised yet. I think it's a bit more than just something they haven't raised yet. And I only say that because as a reader, you've got to take the whole reading as a whole, literally. You've got a lot of reversals. You've got a Tower in reverse. You've got a Two of Cups in reverse. You've got an Ace of Swords in reverse, a lack of clarity, and the Three of Swords in reverse. And the 10, we're not going to get away with passing this off as, oh, whoops, I forgot to say. This is something that you feel in your heart of hearts, your intuition, your bones, your water, you know, whatever you feel it in, you feel like you're being duped or they're not telling you something. And I bet you it's in all areas of your life, maybe love and work. And you're right. Let's take a zombie card. And you're like, Gemma, I thought we were already there. So, from the Deadweight Tarot, because this tells us what's missing. It's like the missing piece and what we need to know. Yes. And we get the Lovers in reverse. Of course we do. I'm going to cross it with something. And it is going to be that. Oof. Crossed by the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Right. Lovers in reverse, of course, is Gemini. Your Gemini qualities are that you can bear to be in lots of different places at once and feel lots of different things at once, and also to be in ambiguity. You're very good at the grey area because Geminis always are. You're mutable and you're dualistic. At the moment, you're hanging in the balance with something. You feel like you can't make a choice because you don't have all the information. And frankly, you're right. You then are crossing this with the Nine of Pentacles. And this is about, do I want to be single? Do I not want to be single? Am I going to be in a relationship? Am I not? Often when it's crossing, it means you are going to end up in a relationship of sorts. And weirdly, you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. It's the weirdest. I would love you, Gemini, please, to hit the like button if this is making sense, but also to leave me a comment, because this is a very strange energy that I understand, and I understand it innately, so I can't really explain it properly, and it would really help me to know you're there, you're not there, you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship, you're making progress, you're going backwards. All these things are happening to you simultaneously. What is the answer, please? What's the answer? Yes. I'm starting to shout now. Strength. Okay. You've got to get back to basics. The basics are sleeping, eating, looking after yourself. All of the real basics. Like if you were looking after a pet. You know, what do you do for your pets? You make sure their water bowl is filled up. You pet them. You let them go to sleep on your knee. You let them sleep. You make sure they eat. You make them a nice bed. You want them to have a nice life. At the moment, this is the best you can do for yourself, okay? And to know yourself mentally and to know your limits. Very, very important. I would say to you, this too shall pass, but first the lid will blow off, okay? Something needs to blow. Someone needs to say it. Someone needs to put it out there. Something along those lines. Okay? Let's get you a love oracle card. And please do leave me a comment. Yes! Well, I wasn't expecting that. You get abundance. That's going to be difficult for you to visualize, I think, at the moment. But please do try, okay? This is what's open to you, and it's not what you feel is open to you, and it's not what is probably on your horizon at the moment. But just know, as much as you can get into this feeling of abundance and plentifulness, the better. It will start to shift a lot of these energies, which thought and effort will not shift. Okay? So happy eating, sleeping and daydreaming, Geminis. And leave me a comment. And also check your moon and your rising signs, please. You can do that in the description box. We've got the timestamps down there. And do come and join us in the Gem Stars. We are packed to the rafters with air signs in the Gem Stars. It's where you get early access to my videos, you get exclusive pick a card readings and love readings, and you get to do the members only live streaming. That is in the description box as well. Thank you, lovely Gemini. Okay, Cancer. Hello, lovely Cancerians. What do we need to know for you? Of course, you've got your bonus reading, which is just for you. Ooh, oh God. This is coming up for a lot of people, but you got it in reverse, and thank God for that. Okay. Hey, Leia. Leia joins us, by the way, lovely Cancerians. There she is, having a sleep. Oops. Okay, good. So, as we are emerging, kind of like we've been pulled through a hedge backwards, lovely Cancerians, from the apocalypse that is Mercury retrograde. And I have got my apocalyptic tarot here as well. Look at those. I'm doing a shadow card from that. You end up in the right place. So you're ending up with the devil in reverse. Some of you over this period of time, over the last 6 weeks or so, may have managed to jettison some bad influences in your life. Everybody's been doing it, but I think you've done it perhaps more successfully than most. Some of you may have been working on patterns, on what is driving you, on where you need to go next. There's many different strands to this, but you're totally heading in the right direction. For some of you, you may have had thoughts about an ex that you're glad is an ex and that you really needed to be an ex, but what happened is going over and over and over in your mind. And that's okay, because you're still, for some of you, there was somebody very significant, I think, that behaved quite badly in the past, and you're still processing it. And that's a good thing during Mercury retrograde as well. But now we can get to look forward, because we go straight on to the Page of Wands. This is a gorgeous energy. Page of Wands is what's next, what's new, feeling reckless, not needing to check everything. It's also something or someone coming into your life that is a little bit exciting. It can be a message, it can be a person, but it's something that doesn't need constant thought or checking over or insecurity. It just feels good. Represents fire signs, so it could possibly be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius that you're dealing with here. And we run straight into the Fool energy, Major Arcana. Not a very Cancerian energy. Cancerians do like to check things. You are quite a cautious sign, and the Fool is the energy of, hold your nose and jump. But I feel like you're going to be in a good place, especially as you come up, and it's not obviously yet, but as you come up to your birthday time. So it's about June the 20th, isn't it? Around that time, between now and then, there is a gradual kind of raising of your vibration. I'm liking these rainbows that are going on. And you're going to feel good. You're going to feel physically good, but you're going to feel, I think the term is pumped. You're going to feel pumped. Let's have a look at your work life. What do we need to know for work for Cancerians? Nice. So a heavy burden is lifted. Now this could be that literally you've finished a large project, or you've finished a piece of work, or you were very worried about something at work and now you don't have to worry about it as much. It's lovely when you get the 10 of Wands. Know that you have been carrying a burden, whether you could feel it or not, consciously, subconsciously, you know, it doesn't matter, but you're going to get relief and release. For some of you, you may be leaving, or the contract has ended, or it's the end of a run in a job that was a lot of responsibility. Even if you liked it, the responsibility weighed heavy on you. Okay, I really like that card, and I really like that card too. So you then get Temperance. This is a nice patch of time for you. You find ideas are flowing, creativity is flowing, people are flowing, friendships are flowing. This is ideal. Let's have a look at your love life. Woo! Sorry about that. Love life for Cancerians. Ooh. You get the Magician. And the 9 of Cups. I'm going to take another one. Whoa! Well, that's a bit spicy, isn't it? Ooh. These 4 cards kind of flipped out on their own. Right. Gosh. So for some of you, this is romantic. For some of you, it's about friendships, but important friendship structures, okay? So we've got the Magician, the 9 of Cups in reverse, the Lovers, and the 8 of Cups. Some of you, it's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. They're both positive, they're both in the upright. There's an arrival of somebody here who's quite powerful in your life, but you have to make a choice as well. When you get the 9 of Cups in reverse, you get what you want, but not how you want it, okay? This is not necessarily on the timeline you were expecting or in the way that you were expecting. In the 8 of Cups, you distance yourself from somebody, and that's all caught up in the Lovers or the choice. Some of you have to make a decision about what you want to keep and what you want to lose. And also, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And you may not possibly be able to have the same thing. And I feel that does make sense to some people. Other people are like, what? But for some of you, that's really going to hit the spot. If you're single, look out for an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But look for someone who's going to test you. Some of you in your love life are currently being tested by a relationship. And the universe wants you to work out what you want to keep and what you want to lose. Let's have a look at your zombie card for what's missing. What is the missing piece? What are we lacking? What do we need to know about? Ho, ho, ho. So your zombie card, what's missing is the Moon. The Moon is your whole driving force because you are Cancerian. What's missing is your subconscious knowledge. You may have strayed recently from believing your own intuition. But your own intuition is very powerful and you are not wrong. And you're not wrong to think it and believe it and to not need any further evidence, okay? Your hunches are right. Your need to distance yourself from anything that is not good for you, I think, is right. And your ability to choose what is good and what is not is right. Please don't doubt it. Let's have a look at your love card. That one. You get it too, and I shuffled, so that's great. Abundance. I'm not sure if you didn't get that one in your bonus love reading as well. You get abundance. There is a lot open to you, okay? You've got the Fool card, you've got the Ten of Wands where you're like jettisoning anything that's been kind of holding you back. You've got in your love life here, you've got in your career, you've got the potential of dropping something that was holding you back and ending a project, maybe even ending a job or a career or a certain way of working, and moving forward with a more balanced and creative approach with the Temperance. And then here with the Lovers and the Magician, someone who is very vocal, very witty. There is a real meeting of minds with somebody. There is a lot of potential here, but also the Nine of Cups is in reverse. You get what you want, not how and when you want it. And you need to decide what to distance yourself from. Now, luckily, you've got a whole bonus reading all to yourself. So go and check that out. It will be in the description box. And do check out your moon and your rising. And come and join the Gem Stars as well, lovely Cancerians. It's where we do early access to my videos. And we also do live streaming members only and exclusive pick a card readings and love readings. And the link is in the description box. Thank you, Cancer. Okay. Woof, that was strong. Leo, let's have a look for you. Let's get rid of these. We'll do a big shuffle. Leo, Leo, Leo. You had a really powerful reading for May, if I remember rightly. So let's check in with your energy mid-month. What do we need for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Let's just smooth that out a bit. Leo. Now, Leo, I know that a lot of you have been going through some quite turbulent times. The Leo readings recently have been really strong. Like strong as in whoof type thing. Oh, no one else has had that one. Okay. First three cards for you. When you get Justice in the reverse, which we have got for you, you will be spending a lot of time saying this isn't fair. And you'd be right. It's not fair. When you get Justice in the reverse, you're in the kind of energy, you might call it like dirty karma. You just think, oh my God, you know, it feels like I'm pushing against a brick wall. And you are pushing against a wall, but it's not brick. If we look at the Hanged Man means you're in a time of, it's not even enforced suspension because the Hanged Man has kind of got himself up there. You're right, things are not moving. You're kind of stuck, but it's a very important kind of stuck. There's a reason that justice has not prevailed yet. You're supposed to be in this space. The Queen of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this is an influence of somebody else that I think you're finding quite difficult at the moment. Could be somebody spiritual, could be a feminine influence. I want to take another card for that. But it's also not being able to access your own intuition. The universe is saying to you, have you not eyes so you can see? So when you get the Hanged Man, you notice that the crown chakra is lit. This person has time to think about things from a different angle. And the universe is saying, you need to see this, you need to see this, you need to see this. but you have to kind of see it for yourself. It's very frustrating when you're in this energy. I kind of get it, yeah. You've got the Hermit in the reverse. That's Virgo energy in the reverse. But also, you're not going to feel like being in solitude and spending time working this out. You're going to feel like getting out there, avoiding it, not doing the work. You know, it's not very encouraging sometimes when you do have justice in the reverse, because you feel like whatever I do doesn't make any difference. You know, it feels like that. For some of you as well, you may be dealing with someone who's hiding. The Hermit is a card of someone who is hiding. Let's have a look at your love life in particular. I want to drill down into that. Yeah. You are absolutely sorting out what is real from what is not. Two of Swords. Two of Swords is what I call my minor arcana Hanged Man. So you have the Hanged Man energy, which says you're not moving forward, you're not going back, I want you to pay attention. And then the Two of Swords is telling you, you feel like there isn't a way forward. You feel like there's a blindfold. You feel like you can't see a way out of this. You can't, because there isn't one. You are literally creating one. One is being created while you're here, okay? Seven of Cups means you're going to be pinging off in all kinds of different directions, thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I leave my job? Should I leave my person? Should I leave this? Should I start that? Should I join this? Should I leave that? I would say that until we have the new moon in Taurus on the 19th, and I've said this to a lot of signs this month, we are in a very pretty mess. So you may be, and this is something to look out for, but also totally understandable, you may be feeling like any mode of escapism would be good right now. You know, I just don't want to be in this energy, I just want to escape. And I get that completely. It's a kind of energy of, I don't know, distraction and a need for distraction. But we've also got the Five of Swords in reverse. Someone's slightly been holding out on you, I think, for quite a while. And you felt it. And it can drive you a bit nuts when that happens. And it feels like it's going to turn, and it's going to turn into something more real, but not until after the 19th. You need to make decisions in your love life about what you can keep and what you can't. What is real and what is fake or fantasy. Let's have a look at your career. Two of Cups in reverse. Tower in reverse. Woof! Ten of Swords in reverse. For some of you, you're leaving a career, you're leaving a job, there's a change of direction. It wasn't for you. You're like, no. But also, you may be feeling unfulfilled. The Tower is repressed energy. You may have had to, and you may have to for some time, just put up with it for now. But as a Leo, the Leos I know can only do that for a set period of time. And then conditions conspire to kind of set you free. And that's what I think is going to happen with you. For now, like a lot of signs in this particular mid-month, it's radical acceptance all the way. Okay, let's have a zombie card for you. You're like, bring it on, Gemma. Bring it on. Yeah, this is absolutely the most telling card of your entire reading. I kind of thought this zombie pack would appeal to you. I don't know why. Okay. You get your own card, but out of my zombie apocalyptic survivor. It's called The Dead Weight by tarotcollectibles.com. Now, what has come up for you in about the past 3 months of your individual Leo readings is the need for you to be a Leo. It's courage, it's bravery, it's bold moves, it's good timing, and it's inner strength. At the moment, the universe has you in Hanged Man because it knows you don't have the strength to do justice to your mood and your move even, or your mood. That's interesting. You may need some time to just really build up your energy. Think of yourself as a lion. Lions don't feed all that often because it's very difficult to catch things, okay? So when they do, it's really got to last them when they get out there. So look after yourself like a lion, if that makes sense. Really, really, really boost your energy reserves because pretty soon you're going to be called upon to use them. Okay? Be a Leo. Step into courage. Admit to yourself how you feel. Feel the frustration of not being able to immediately make a move. But you are fixed fire. I know that you have quite a lot of patience in you. And know that you're building energy reserves because there's going to be quite a big kind of showdown, I think, about work, maybe about the whole thing, the whole jamboree. I'd say late May, early June. That's my prediction. Let's have a love oracle card for you. I'm fascinated by your reading. You always get this card. Divine Feminine. The warrior in you. Do not underestimate it. Leo, leave me a comment. Oof, God. Not going to lie, that's a really powerful reading. Leave me a comment, please. Check out also your moon, your rising and your Venus signs as well. And you can also cross-watch. So it's all in the timestamps below. If you want any other, I've got like how do they feel about you, all sorts of pick a card readings. They're all in the description box of this video and any of the other ones. Woof! Thank you, Leo. Okay, Virgo. Virgo, these have been some pretty heavy readings. Has to be said for every sign. So I'm not sure you're going to escape. Let's see. You had a gorgeous May reading though. Absolutely lovely, wasn't it? It's fantastic. Okay. What do we need to know for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers. Oops, still got the camera on big. There we go. Ah, nobody else has had that one. Waiting for an offer to come in, eh? Whoa. Okay, Virgo. Gosh, that's complicated. Virgo, you got the Five of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius here. You've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, and you've got the Eight of Cups here. When you have the Knight of Cups in reverse, it does mean there's some kind of love offer, there's something on the table, there's something coming in, you know, somebody steps forward and presents themselves in some way. And at the same time, it's not quite the way you want it. You know, it's like it either falls short or it's just not quite right, or they haven't come up with enough, or it doesn't fit the bill. There's something that's, you think, go back to the drawing board and then come back to me. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting here. is that you're going to want someone to go away, rethink and come back. The Eight of Cups, you could of course be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. The Eight of Cups is a card when it's in the reverse, where someone goes away and comes back. So it can be an ex, it can be anything where you've created a distance and then they come back. Eight's a movement, and we've been in Mercury retrograde and the movement is away and then returning. It's what I call the boomerang card when it's the Eight of Cups. The story here is that somebody wants to return. But this energy may feel slightly just not quite right for you, just not quite spot on for you. This is interesting. I'm going to take a couple more cards about your love life. Just let me have some water. What do we need to know, please, about the Knight of Cups in reverse? Ooh. Okay, Knight of Wands. What you're going to want here is you're going to want someone to go away and come back with a much stronger proposition. The Knight of Wands, and this could be as well in your career or with friends. Knight of Wands is like, okay, straight up, you know, I know what you want, here it is, up front, no secrecy, boom. Could be dealing here with a Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. You don't want to mess around anymore. You don't want secrecy, you don't want hints, you don't want ifs and buts and maybes or any of that. You don't want to mess around, you want it straight out there. And it looks like that can happen. So if somebody comes to you with a watered down kind of offer or something that you feel just isn't quite good enough for you, you know, that kind of energy, feel free to speak up and to say, go back to the drawing board and come back to me with something better. I like that energy. And I feel like if you distance yourself from what is not good enough for you, you are going to get an upgrade, a better offer. Yeah. You get the World card. You're ending a cycle of scarcity and not good enough. Yeah, look at that. You've got the Page of Cups in reverse as well. And you're going to be stepping into a cycle of abundance, and I'm not accepting anything but the best. So this could be time for renegotiating your rate at work, for renegotiating your value in relationships, and holding out on anybody who doesn't kind of seem to feel your value enough. Oh, wow. We get the Eight of Wands in the reverse with the Star card. Some of you, the Eight of Wands in reverse has been that somebody has not been forthcoming with a message or a speech or information. And you know they haven't, and you don't think it's good enough for you, and you are right. For some of you as well, the Eight of Wands in reverse means you're not going to say anything until you feel you have to. It's on a need-to-know basis. And you're going to hold your cards pretty close to your chest. And good for you. Good for you, Virgo. Star card is telling you to literally keep your dreams alive during this period. Isn't it gorgeous? It's really glittery. And to know that you are absolutely worth what you think you're worth. Virgos are not usually very good at knowing what they're worth. And you're worth a lot. Let's have a look at your zombie card to see what's lacking, what is the missing piece for Virgo. Yeah. got two cards, very interesting. We get the Seven of Swords with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now look at the Six of Pentacles. I know it's grim. This is my shadow cards. Six of Pentacles is getting what you're worth, generosity, receiving. And when it's in reverse with the Seven of Swords, you feel like you've been tricked into not getting your worth, whether that's in love or whether it's at work. And I'm here to tell you that you're absolutely right. You just are. Let's have a love oracle card for you, Virgo. I'm doing so much shuffling and everybody gets abundance. No one's going to complain about it though. Broaden your perspective on what you deserve and expect the moon on a stick, okay? Because you can get it, especially if you hold out for it. Woof! Virgo, do check your moon and your rising sign. And I will see you soon. Do hit the like button as well if that resonated. And also, if you want to, a really nice experience, check out the Virgo. It's in the playlist. The Virgo May reading, because it's lush. It's really nice. Okay, thank you, Virgo. Libra. Libra, what do we need to know for you? Let's just take 3 cards for your energy for mid-month May for lovely Libra. Gosh, Seven of Swords has come up so much. Okay, I quite like this actually. Let's just zoom in on those. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse and now the King of Pentacles. Some of you may have been experiencing impatience with anybody or anything, especially over the Mercury retrograde period that we're just coming out of it now, just almost, not quite. I mean, actually it's Monday the 15th and then plus about a week. So we're in the tail end of it. That's the most optimistic thing I can say about that. You're impatient about anyone that's trying to put one over on you, or it's just not saying something or being reliable. So you may have experienced some people being unreliable, which is not great, okay? But then we have this lovely King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is someone you can definitely rely on. There is the energy here of somebody who keeps their word. They tell the truth. They show up with the pentacle. They're very solid. Often Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo people. So for some of you, this is somebody coming up with a proposal, a prospect. It could be a job. It could be a promotion. It could be some security at work, like a contract or more money, or just something really solid. If this is to do with your love life, I think the King of Pentacles is just about the best card you can get. I know the Ten of Cups is lovely and all the rest of it, which it is, but the King of Pentacles is spot on the money, reliable, beautifully reliable, okay? Because you've no more time for this whole Seven of Swords malarkey. It's like, yeah. Making changes. We've got the Two of Pentacles. The Pentacles are real. They're earthy. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. And then we've got here the infinity symbol. So you're making practical changes that make things expand. You could be expanding how you earn your money. You could be exploring a side hustle, monetizing a hobby. And somebody may be ready to help you with that. Very nice to have the King of Pentacles around for these things. Page of Wands is creativity, ideas, flow, Kundalini energy, feeling excitement about it, feeling like you can really make something happen. Okay, love that energy. Everybody has had this Eight of Wands in reverse. Because Mercury has been retrograde, there's been little communication about the things you really need to know about. You may have been waiting for something around this. You may have been waiting for permission, for a grant, for some money, for a rebate, for any kind of movement on something. And don't worry about that, Libra. It is coming. It will come. Knight of Pentacles in reverse says you may have been feeling frustrated, a bit impatient. Everybody has been, because Mercury's been a nightmare for it. But I feel like this is repressed information that will get released to you. I also think you're going to quite like it when it comes. Let's have a look at your love life. Nice. You get the World. Oh, the Emperor. Smokey the Bear is the Emperor. God, nice. Liking the look of your love life. Okay, so big changes with the world, new cycles. We've got people stepping up here. We've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups, which is a lovely combination. Somebody finally knows what they want. They are learning about their emotions. They, going from the Page to the Knight to the King. And then they're coming forward as the Emperor to say so and to claim it. There's a lot of divine masculine energy in your reading today. But I really like the way this is looking. So you can expect somebody to come up trumps with something here. To ask you out, to move it forward, to declare their feelings, something like that. Very nice energy, Libra. Hit the like button if you're liking that. I'd hit the like button if we had one already. Right, I'm going to look at your zombie card, which is your shadow card. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles is everything we've been talking about. Things being unreliable. It's the card of property, of money. It's the sort of maximum pentacle card. And this is what I call my running away with the circus card. You don't know where to look first. You don't know what's the most reliable thing. But there's an energy here of accepting the chaos in the short term, because you're going to have a massive upturn really soon. Probably, I would say, after the 19th, when we have a new moon in the earth sign of Taurus. Earth signs seem to be really important as well. Earth and fire in particular. Your love card is creativity, which we talked about with the Knight of Wands. Love that for you. So if you're single as a Pringle and looking to mingle, as they say, you might want to look at doing something creative to meet somebody. You could also meet somebody through your side hustle, through your work if it's creative. But also there will be new and creative ways to improve your relationships coming up. Cool. Libra, you got one of the nicest readings so far. Do subscribe if you haven't already. I can't always promise you nice readings, but I can try, okay? And do check your moon and your rising signs, okay? Namaste, Libra. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, what do we need to know for you for mid-May 2023? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers. God, that's come up so many times for so many people. Okay. So we're going to start with these three cards for you, lovely Scorpio. Let's have a look what we need to know. So we've got the Fool in reverse, and we are at the tail end of Mercury retrograde. It's not the best time for anybody to be particularly taking a massive leap of faith. And you can probably sense that yourself because you're a Scorpio. You're very emotionally attuned if you're a Scorpio to yourself and to other people. So there may be a situation for you, Scorpio, where you've been biding your time and you're trying to choose your moment. In your opposite sign, there's a new moon in Taurus, your opposite sign, on the 19th of May. And I would say if you are looking for a moment, it's on or after then. Because then we're starting to get free of the shadow of Mercury retrograde. We're not quite there, but we're getting there. And it just feels like whatever barriers have been up, and for some of you, you've been experiencing them and it's been frustrating. And you know, Scorpio, you can get into a frame of mind sometimes because you can be persistent, which is one of your real bonus things actually as a Scorpio. But when it comes to something that you want, where the door is shut, a Scorpio can bang on that door for a long time. It's time to almost leave the door alone, whether that door is a relationship, a job you want, something you particularly want. It's that whole thing where it's not if you stop caring, but if you take your attention off it, you may find that when you're not thinking about it, the door opens on its own. No need for any force whatsoever. So just know that you may be coming to this reading with a sense of frustration about something you want, about something which should be coming your way that's kind of not come your way, and a sense of maybe unfairness about that, or just frustration. We also have the Nine of Wands. For some of you, you've been dealing with someone whose guard has been up, and maybe your guard has been up as well. Well, this will thaw out. Their guard is going to come down. But at the same time, we've got the Four of Pentacles, which says, even though there is a thawing out, and I do get very much a thawing out, so you could be dealing with another water sign perhaps, or an air sign, I wouldn't jump in too quickly, if that makes sense. Even though there's been a thawing out, I wouldn't take it as a sign to be like, brilliant, let's go, you know. I would still hold on to your hat a little bit. As a Scorpio, I don't even really need to tell you that, because Scorpios are naturally cautious. You don't blab the farm. You're not usually, you know, announcing everything standing on a table. You're not going to get a Scorpio doing that. Your natural ability to play your cards close to your chest is going to come in very handy in this situation, but the vibe will feel different because it's going to feel more free and more like there's flow, whereas before it had felt blocked and like there was no flow. Okay, let's take a couple of cards for career, and then I'm going to look at your love life. For Scorpio, career, what do we need to know? Thank God. Yeah, those of you that have been worried about something at work, worried maybe about getting a job, keeping a job, staying in the job, whatever it is, or somebody at work, a situation, it looks like the stress is going to be released as well. That's going to dissipate, which is very welcome. Although here, this is a real tale of two cities, this. It was the best of times, it was the worst. I think that's Tale of Two Cities. Might be something else. We've got the Four of Swords in reverse. You still need to stay on your toes. At work, there's a situation to do with communication where you've been worried about it. Maybe you wanted to ask for a raise, or there's been a meeting coming up or something like that. Nevertheless, even though the kind of main mountain seems to have passed, there's still a bit of a molehill. Okay, so don't relax too much, even if, and especially if, the person that you're dealing with seems to have relaxed. You know, just play your cards close to your chest, even at work. And also, it's not time to let things go yet. Take one more card for that. Yeah, love is in reverse. There are some parts of a situation at work that are non-negotiable in a certain way. And I think you kind of already know that. And it's up to you to sniff out what's the non-negotiable and what can be changed. And almost for you to stay in control of that verbal situation before you start a conversation. What are the things I can't change? So I'm not going to put my energy into that. And what are the things that I can change? I'm definitely going to target those. Okay. Let's have a look at your love life. Very nice. Very nice indeed, actually. Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups. This could be socializing. You could meet somebody on a night out or some kind of excursion with your friends, any kind of meeting, meet up, whatever. This would be good. Also, for some of you where you have a relationship that's kind of a friendship, that could start to turn into something more. But for some of you, it's just luck. You know, when it comes to networking. So this could be Facebook, it could be social media, it could be in real life, but through friends, you could meet or further your relationship with somebody. We've got Jupiter in Capricorn, or the Two of Pentacles here, where there's something here, let's say, for example, and not everybody's into it, but it's just an example. So please don't bombard me in the comments section with, I hate online dating. I do realise that. But let's say you were online dating and you wanted to do something practical and you wanted to meet somebody. You might consider moving your sliders like 5 kilometers extra, or putting 5 years younger or older. Do you see what I mean? These are practical considerations, or joining a new site, something like that. So you may want to do some practical shuffling around with things that you can control in order to encourage love. But then we have the Knight of Cups. Who needs no encouragement? So we've got All You Need Is Love. I love this card. In the bubble there at the top. And I don't think you can, you can see the stars. Yes. So here we have the Knight of Cups, and this is an offer coming in from somebody, a move from somebody. It's very nice. It's attractive and it's quality, okay? And it may be that you've had to kind of wait for the right moment for that, but actually it's really worth waiting for. Now let's take a zombie card to see which area. Ooh. Now we get the Queen of Cups. This is which area is kind of in scarcity in your life. Queen of Cups is somebody that does represent Scorpio and represents your ability to read the room and to read a situation with somebody. You may have found that you are not as confident in your abilities recently. This can happen when we've had a few blows for whatever reason. Usually by the time we get to the end of Mercury retrograde, we don't know which way is up. So this is just talking about you believing in your ability to read a situation psychically. Scorpio, you know you can, and you must rely on that as your internal barometer. It's like your spiritual sat-nav, okay? And even if you have had a couple of slip-ups intuitively, or you got it wrong in the past, go forward with the attitude that you know what you're doing psychically, okay? Nice. The love card that you get is self-respect. This, of course, is a very attractive quality, and this is what's drawing the Knight of Cups to you. Self-respect and pride, and just the knowledge that you're a bit of quality, Scorpio, okay? And I think they know it already because they're showing up with their bit of quality to match it. This is a decent reading for you, Scorp. Okay, leave me a comment. Also, do look up your moon and your rising. You can do that with the slider at the kind of bottom of the video with your finger, or in the description box. Thank you, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius. Hi, Saggy. How are you? Let's just do a quick shuffle. I'm having to divide this into 3 because the cards are really strong. So I can't actually shuffle the whole deck together. So let's do that. And then I'm going to do this. So this is for you if you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. What do we need to know from my lovely Sagittarians? Loads of people have got that card. In the, oh God, in the upside down, I always want to say, in reverse. Nice. So, Sagittarius, there is something here about, and it's come up for everybody, radical acceptance. Okay, there are things going on in your life as you come to this reading that, in inverted commas, are not fair. When you get justice in the reverse, and I feel like this is not actually just for Sagittarius, because justice in the reverse has come up a lot for a lot of signs. So when you get justice in the reverse, you get a sense of what fresh hell is this? What's going on? Why can't I get a break? And you're right, you can't. And sometimes the wind just isn't behind you from the universe. It's a bit of a nightmare. And if you can practice acceptance, it does pass more quickly and also does less damage. And as a Sagittarian, I should think you're the best placed to be able to do that. Okay? For some of you, there may be something to do with the law or with the court system that is jammed or that is not going in your favour at the moment or is just absent. For some of you, you may be having a few battles here with friends, family, your immediate circle of people, whoever they are, because we've got the Three of Cups in reverse next to it. So it may be you're not seeing eye to eye with an acquaintance, with a friend, with a colleague, or with a family member. But you do have strength, major arcana, and it is in the upright, thank God. And this is your saving grace from being a Sagittarius. And you could also be dealing with a Leo here with the strength card, of course, or any fire sign I'm feeling. So Leo, Aries, or a fellow Sagittarius. But most importantly, apart from the fact it has stars on it, which is just, love it. This is knowing yourself, knowing your limits and knowing your strengths. And your strengths are being ruled by Jupiter because it makes you able to see past the little things, the small things, the petty things, the things that actually don't need worrying about because there is a bigger picture going on here. We don't even know what the bigger picture is. We've been in Mercury retrograde for a month and it's been a bit of a nightmare. It's dragged everybody backwards into, well, that combined with the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, dragged everybody into their deepest, I don't know what the word is, like sticky patches of things. You know, the stuff that you'd rather not bother with, the relatives you can't stand, the argument that you cannot resolve. All of these things have come back to haunt people while Mercury's been retrograde this time. Old patterns coming up again and you're like, did I not, you know, can I not just move on from this? Because you are a Saggy. Saggies don't hold on to things. But some situations you can't just move on from. Let's have a look what's going on in your immediate surroundings and your career, and then we'll look at your love life. Okay. Wow. Okay, so your immediate surroundings and your career, let's just put them over here a bit. You're in a karmic cycle at the moment of feeling like you can't ask for help, or just feeling like you're on your own with something. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Normally this is a card about feeling strong, feeling independent. I can make my own money. I can handle stuff for myself. The time might have come for you to get an advisor, to get some help, to get an assistant, to get some consultancy, whatever it is, or just some help. You know, it doesn't have to be fancy, but some help would be really useful. If you're not used to asking for help, give it a try. We've got the World in reverse. You're in a karmic cycle, probably that's been about 10 years, I would say. And it's right up against the Death card and the Nine of Swords. Change is coming. You're coming into a new karmic cycle. And like with most signs and most people, when that happens, you feel edgy and you feel like you want things to stay the same, because at least you know where you are with that. But when you get that Death card, it's just not possible. Not possible for things to stay the same. Things will either move on or fall apart and move on. But either way, they're moving on. Okay, quite radically. I like it. You may change jobs. You may decide that this way of working isn't for you. You may decide, whether you're self-employed or employed, that you don't have enough support, and stick your head above the parapet and ask for some. And I feel like the outcome of that will be very successful. Okay. It could also be in your personal, and I mean your domestic life, that you feel overwhelmed and need to ask for support from family or friends as well. And don't be afraid to do that. They want to help you. Okay, your love life. Whew. Interesting cards. Now, in your love life, we've got some recurring themes which have come up during Mercury retrograde. And some of them are hanging around a bit. We've got, if we look here, we've got the Six of Cups, which I quite like actually. So the Six of Cups is childhood sweetheart feelings, the feeling of home. But for you also, it's an old pattern coming back. In some cases, this could be really sweet and really nice. And it could be an old friend or someone you haven't heard from for a while getting in touch. Or even if you meet somebody and you're dating, you're going to feel like you've known them before, and it makes the whole thing just a whole lot more comfortable. When it comes to these two, we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. When you get the Page of Swords in reverse, you need to be very careful about how you approach anything to do with contacting people on the internet. And this could be internet dating, it could be your ex, your current person, whoever. If you're emailing or texting, caution is needed around that. So don't put anything down in writing that you wouldn't be proud to say in public. Okay? Very, very important that. My mum says, my mum's kind of rule is don't write anything down. We're now in an age where a lot of things are written down because there's a lot less phone calls and there's a lot less, you know, people have strings of what people call receipts and emails and all that. Be careful around that, okay? Just be careful around that. Just one or two of you, be careful around being recorded. Now, I know that that is really like crazy, and God knows where I've got that from, but it's really important, whether it's recorded verbally or recorded screenshots, whatever. Don't put anything out there you wouldn't stand by in court, okay? So we also have the Four of Cups in reverse, which is a lot of emotional release, along with the Three of Swords, which is about old patterns, old triggers for betrayal and people who don't exactly have your best interests at heart. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here, or just dealing with could be third party or triangular stuff from the past that you could really do without. The Six of Cups is the one card that kind of gives me hope with this. And if you are meeting someone at the moment, it's going to have this very sweet quality about it, okay? It's somebody who's going to come to feel like home to you really quickly. But your love life is not without its complications. Let's have a look at your zombie card, because that will tell us where your shadow is. It's not that one. Oh, there it is. I kind of thought it was. Okay, we've got the moon. Now, the moon is the subconscious. It's Cancerian, Scorpio and Pisces energy. It feels like don't ignore what you want to ignore. So if you find yourself avoiding a topic, a pattern, a difficult subject, go into it and delve into it subconsciously, okay? Because the universe wants you to get below the surface. Quite scorpionic actually, because we've got that death card as well. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that is your yay. Love Oracle card, Belinda Grace. We have connection. Very nice. Making a real life connection with another human being, but also making that connection that somehow feels just so familiar to you. That's a really nice part of your reading, actually. I love that. So don't shy away from that. But also with that kind of karma comes the other kind of karma. Okay, so just keep an eye. I can't emphasize it enough on what you're writing, what you're saying, and what you're doing when it comes to work, friends, and your love life. Okay, normally, Saggy, you're like us Pisceans, you know, it's like, yeah, say this, say that, woohoo, we're all equal. No, not for the next just couple of weeks or so. Be careful what you say, what you write, what you express. Okay, it could come to bite you on the backside. Okay, thank you very much, Saggy. Do have a look on the slider at your moon, your rising, and your Venus signs. Thanks, Saggy. Okay, Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. What do we need to know for you? Capricorn. Sun, moon, rising, Venus. These cards are hard to shuffle. I'm going to break them down into parts. That's what I've been doing. Sun, moon, rising, Venus. Just do those together. Oh, that's one for you. That card has come up so much. Oh my God. Okay, there's a lot of releasing. You've had so many readings about releasing from me. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Whoa, very different. So, yeah, I would actually, yeah, God. Bottom of the deck, you've got the wrong camera, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, which is release. It's like, you know, being emotionally constipated and then all comes out. So look, we've got whatever you were kind of holding close, keeping secret, it's probably feeling a lot more like you can let it go now. There has been I think the Mercury retrograde, when it comes to being a Capricorn, the most practical thing to do is to hold on to your hat and just not make any sudden moves. And I get that. And to be defended and to just think, right, okay, I'm ready for this. But when that Four of Pentacles goes into reverse, it's a sign from the universe that there needs to be an emotional release and that you can kind of, you know, breathe a sigh of relief and let it go. And I'm really pleased for you. I really like that. We then have the 9 of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Swords in reverse. That's one heck of a fence. If you put those two together, no one's getting through that. So Capricorn, again, you may have had to defend yourself. You may have had to stand up to people or things or situations. And you've done a really good job of it. But it's time now to consider letting that go a little. Okay? You've got the 4 of Wands in reverse. You don't necessarily have the luck going for you, but you don't actually need it. You have put in a lot of work already into a certain situation, and it will pay off for you, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. We've got these Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like making connections in the next 2 to 3 weeks is going to be very important to you. So for example, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking to enhance your career, if you're looking to get on with something, then networking is the way forward rather than just pure graft. Okay? You're very good at pure graft, but the networking will shorten it like you wouldn't believe. Okay? So get in touch with people, go onto forums and websites and all that kind of stuff, and network like there's no tomorrow, because I think you're going to meet somebody who will be really helpful to you, who is not the same as you, but can offer you a real insight into whatever your particular interest is, whatever your particular concerns are in life at the moment. Let's have a looky-see at your love life. If we dare. Do we dare? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. King of Wands in reverse with the Death card in reverse. God. Whew. I'm going to get your zombie card out in a moment. Some of you are resisting something in love. You might be resisting making a decision. We've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse here, which is about not making a particular move. Okay? You're weighing things up. This guy's got these 7 pentacles, he's leaning on his hoe, he knows how much work he's put into it, and he's thinking to himself, you know, is this worth it? Do I want to keep doing this? And for some of you, this is about a particular person, the King of Wands in reverse, who is somebody who maybe hasn't behaved as they should. You've got the Death card in reverse. You are resisting change of some kind, or maybe change just isn't happening yet. I don't know if you're actually resisting it, to be fair. Let's have a card on that. Are you resisting change, Capricorns, or is it just that the universe is not in flow for you when it comes to love? Get the King of Pentacles in reverse. The universe is not in flow for you when it comes to love. The universe wants you in some way to look over your past relationships, particularly because we've been in Mercury retrograde, and ask yourself, in what way am I accountable? In what way are they accountable? Okay? I'm just going to draw a couple more cards. Oof. Right. In your love life, there is only room here for somebody who is proactive. We've got the Emperor card. This is someone, it could be an Aries, a Leo, something like that, but it's someone who takes charge and stands up for what they want and stands up for the fact that they want you. Under here, we've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Pentacles in reverse. You're going to be feeling very practical about your love life. If it doesn't work and they're not here to make it easier or better, they're probably going to have to jog along. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but that's the energy that you're in at the moment, okay? And You may feel some tension here between wanting to emotionally release, but also kind of keeping your ducks in a row as to how far people are allowed to push you. You're normally very good with boundaries because you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn actually is the planet that rules boundaries. But at the same time, yeah, the zombie card that I get for you, which is your shadow card, is the Six of Cups in reverse. For some of you, you're dealing with an ex or somebody from the past. You're dealing with some energy from the past. You're dealing with yourself from the past and how you've been in past relationships. And what that means to you. And the universe is very interested in this. It's interested in you working out the kinks of where you've come from and how you can move forward in a very proactive way. And there is no room for passengers in your love life at the moment, okay? I mean, there isn't much normally anyway, but particularly at the moment, if anybody thinks they can mess you around, they've really got another thing coming, Capricorn. Definitely leave me a comment about that, because I'd be very interested to know how that's panning out for you. God, I've got to take it. Right. Came up twice. The love card that you get is chivalry, and that goes with the Emperor. Frankly, if they're not going to turn up with knobs on, they better not turn up at all. We could just sum it up like that. I love that, actually. I'm up for that. Let me know what you think about that in the comments section, and do use the slider to check out your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Thank you, Capricorn. Okay. Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. What do we need to know for you? Let's just give these a little shuffle. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we need to know for you? Oh, that card is insisting that you need to know that. I couldn't tell whether that was going to be in the upright or in the reverse. So I'm not going to take too much notice, actually. I don't normally do this, I'm going to read it in the upright. But I have a feeling that you may be feeling you can't tell if things are the right way up or not, if that makes sense. But that's okay. Ambiguity is part of life. And if that's the energy we're in, that's the energy we're in. Okay, what do we need to know, please? Just general energy for Aquarius. Yeah. God, this came up for you last reading I did, actually. Some of you are stuck in a quandary with that Hanged Man, and you've been tossing around ideas, thinking of this way and that. This could be about any part of your life. This is like the general section of your little reading here. But you're wondering whether you need to walk away from something. Shall we find out? You're like, go on then. Go on then. Okay. Interesting. Yes. Okay. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is saying to me, don't be in a hurry to make a snap decision, even if you feel particularly strongly about something. And I say this because we also have the Page of Swords in reverse just here. And don't you just love that shimmery blue? That's a very Aquarius colour. And for me, that's misinformation or not having enough information about the situation. So you may be misinformed. The Page of Swords is sometimes rumours or gossip, or, for example, if you saw something on your friend's social media account of whatever one that was, and you came to a particular conclusion, things might look one way, but they actually might be the other. So don't make any snap decisions. Things are not quite as they seem. There is definitely a need for you to put some distance between you and something or someone else for whatever reason, but it's not as simple as it seems, okay? And that's why with the Hanged Man, we kind of didn't know if it was in the upright or in the reverse. We don't know whether to act or whether not to act, or whether to hang on or whether to do what, okay? And if in doubt, don't do anything at all, and particularly not until we get past the new moon on the 19th. Let's just put these up here a minute. Shall we have a little looky-see? I'm going to take a couple of cards for career, then I'm going to look at your love life. Oof. Okay, we get the Chariot. So this is for your career, okay? We've got the High Priestess in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Some of you might be having a bit of a falling out at work or a miscommunication again with somebody. Now, this is advice I gave to Sagittarius. This particularly, we're in Mercury retrograde for about another week. Be careful with emails, because we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. So just be careful with emails, texts, or any kind of electronic communication, particularly stuff that you're writing down, stuff that you're interpreting, because it's that kind of energy where you could have a right old moan about somebody and post it to the wrong person, or send it to the wrong person, or that you get ratted out by somebody. You know, it's that kind of energy. So as I said to Sagittarius, don't say or write anything that you wouldn't happily stand by in public, okay? And it's difficult if you're having a difficult time, but honestly, you'll thank me for that. It may be that some of you are caught between staying or going, or staying or moving with your job, about whether it's close to home, about family commitments, about work-life balance. You've got the High Priestess in the reverse. You may not be able to use your spirituality or creativity enough. And the Queen of Swords in reverse, some of you might have a feminine influence at work that is particularly difficult. And it might just be someone who's really micromanaging. But nevertheless, for some people, that's really hard. And also Aquarius, you're ruled by Uranus. It's a planet of freedom and unpredictability. You're not the sign to keep on a short leash, because you're normally very good at jobs anyway. And the more freedom you're given, the harder you work. If only we knew how to manage people by their astrological sign. Okay, I'm going to look at your love life, and it's just fallen on the floor. You're like, you're telling me, Gemma. Yeah. Okay, you've got to do this without falling off the edge of the table. Okay, love life. Just move those along a little bit. Behave. We have the Two of Swords. I'll just put myself out of this picture, because then there's more room. Magic. Okay. Six of Swords. No one else has had that one. And Temperance. This is rather nice, actually. In your love life, you have the same Hanged Man energy slightly here, but it's not as pronounced. So we've got the Two of Swords, which is not particularly moving forward, as in it's got this quality about not knowing which way to go, but that's because the way hasn't actually been created yet. You want to move away from something that you're finding tricky and towards something that gives you more freedom. And temperance is the same. Sagittarius energy and temperance, Jupiter, you want freedom. You need in your love life to be able to cast your net wide, okay? So anybody who's trying to restrict you at the moment is not going to go down very well. But otherwise, this is quite nice. You are moving towards freedom and you're moving towards feeling more relaxed and more chilled out in your love life. And even though at the moment you're not going to see very much happen in terms of, well, when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? You're well on your way, and the reason that it's not happening is a good reason, okay? So while nothing is happening, everything is happening underneath. Let's have a look at your zombie card to see what is lacking that you might need to know about. Ooh, I love these cards. I bet you love these cards. They're very Aquarian. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles. It's like stuff that will just smash the window. Okay, this is Mercury in Taurus. There may be the need to pull back on something, whether it's at work or in love, and to delay your gratification. Aquarians can get quite excited and want to move quickly on things, which is good, but it may pay for you just to take a step back and be a bit more spiritually aware, to take the temperature of something before you go for it. Okay? Ooh. Yeah, because your next move in love might involve commitment. This may be good or it may scare the pants off you, but either way, it's not there yet, but the next move that is made is quite a serious business. Okay? Woof, Aquarius. Loving that. Do come and join us on the Gem Stars Aquarius. We've got loads of air signs. We've got a load of air sign people and Cancerians. Quite strange to get that mix in particular. And you get early access to videos, you get to do the live streaming for members only, and you get the emojis designed by my brother. That is in the description box. Also in the description box, you can look up your moon and your rising sign. Woof! Okay, thank you, Aquarius. Pisces. Hello, Pisces. How are you? What do we need to know for my lovely Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers. Whenever I say that, I always want to say what the Real Housewives of Tarot says. I love the way she does it, because she always says crotch watchers, and don't forget to look for your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign. It cracks me up every single time. It's totally my sense of humour. Right, okay. What do we need to know, Pisces? Are we ready to even hear it? That's the question that's lurking in my mind. Well, no one else has got that one. I'm just going to pull the curtain across because it just seems so dark. I know that I'm inviting fate here because Mercury's retrograde and the sun will immediately come and blind us all. Oh, Pisces. Okay. That's not too bad. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. King of Swords in reverse is a concern. We know this. He's a difficult dog to keep on a porch, and really one that maybe you should not be keeping. Some of you may have been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have the energy with the King of Swords of somebody who at the very least is self-interested and at the very worst could be full-blown narcissistic about things. I feel like this could be somebody in your love life, but it could also be somebody... Pisces attracts narcissistic people, and that can be in all areas of life, as bosses, as friends, as acquaintances. There comes the sun, obviously. We might have to pull that curtain again. Otherwise, I'm going to get blinded by sequins, which is a very Piscean thing to do in a Pisces reading, isn't it? The reader became blinded by the sequins on the table, by her mermaid cloth. That's what this is called. Pisces, as a natural empath, you are going to attract people who are a bit selfish maybe, or people who are actually psychologically quite imbalanced. And tell me in the comment section, because I know you're going to flood that comment section, and I know that you're going to really relate to what I just said. Some of you are rinsing out a situation with somebody who, if I was going to be kind, wanted to take more than they gave. I'm going to be kind about it, okay? They wanted to take more than they gave. Oh, I'll come back in. I ran out of room in the Aquarius reading and took the box away. Hello, I'm back, Pisces. You may have some communication with somebody who is invested in being right. And this may be nothing to do with your love life or whatever. One or two of you, I'm just going to say it, you may hear from somebody from the past who was a bit of trouble, because we've got the Seven of Swords in reverse there with the King of Swords in reverse, and I don't like that combo, and the Four of Wands in reverse. So this could be somebody that you had an almost made it relationship with. It could be an almost friend, but it's more likely to have been an almost lover. And it should have worked, and it didn't. And it was because they didn't give enough. Be careful with this interaction. Mercury's still retrograde for at least another week, maybe 10 days with the shadow period. And people do come crawling out of the woodwork. So just be careful with that. Could even be a job offer that you previously had that didn't kind of butter the parsnips, as my mum always says. Or even anything like a club you belong to or whatever, a membership comes back up for renewal or whatever it is. It's a hard no, I think, if you can possibly manage it. Okay. Nevertheless, this is very nice where the Eight of Wands goes into the Knight of Cups. So you're going to need to tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones, because there's going to be some good ones. It would be a good time to put yourself out there if you wanted to meet somebody, but bear in mind that the old ghosts are still knocking around. Okay? When it comes to work or friends or your people that are, people that are surrounding you, just be careful, because this is a powerful character either way, whether it's love, work or whatever. And it could be somebody who makes you feel quite flustered, and it may be somebody where if you have any people-pleasing tendencies, they're going to be activated. Just remember what happened in the past, okay? Let's have a look at your love life while we're at it, while we're here. Whoops, I was trying to go backwards then without showing you the entire floor. Right, Pisces love life, but do expect communication, especially if there hasn't been during Mercury retrograde. The quality of that will vary and you need to be on guard. So, love life, Death card in reverse, Hanged Man in reverse, Star in reverse. Oh my God. If you're dealing with an air sign, move with extreme caution. Because King of Swords in reverse and Star in reverse are Gemini and Aquarius for me. So move with extreme caution. Okay, very important. Don't try and resist change in your love life if you can help it. The universe wants to flush out people who are not good for you. So help it do that. The Hanged Man is in reverse, which means that there is momentum and potential. But the Star in reverse also means be careful what you wish for in your love life. Okay? Nice. Is that in the upright? Yes. We've got the Three of Wands, which says gravitate towards things that have potential. Fire signs have a lot of potential for you. Also earth signs. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is like the ultimate in the happily ever after card. Okay? But it's also the ultimate in people turning up and being consistent and solid card. You know what I'm saying there, Pisces. Let's have a look at our zombie card. So this is the Dead Weight. And it's available at tarotcollectibles.com. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and I'm going to cross that with this. Four of Wands in reverse, and we've got the Four of Wands in reverse over there too. Okay. Eight of Pentacles in reverse is what is not actually working in real life versus what might be twin flame energy, what might be... Is there two people? Is there one? God, these are really good, aren't they? There's a real karmic thing going on here, and it might be a connection with a person. And sometimes Pisces, being two fish swimming in different directions, can maintain a relationship that is both very connected and quite unhealthy at the same time sometimes. And that's whether this is work, you know, romance or anything. Be vigilant in the next couple of weeks, Pisces. There's just a period of ambiguity. And in periods of ambiguity, Pisces can be a bit ambiguous. I mean, that's what we are. But we need to keep clean lines, okay? It's really going to benefit you. Clean lines of communication and clean lines and boundaries with people will be very important as far as you can do it. Oh, Pisces. Love card you get is sexuality. Very nice. This may come into it with your Knight of Cups that you've got here. May come into it with your King of Swords though. Either of those could happen. There could be chemistry, and chemistry can go either way. I think everything has to kind of pass the reality test in the next couple of weeks. The Ten of Pentacles is the reality card, isn't it? Any communications that come in, and also I would say, when I've said this to a couple of other signs, be very careful what you communicate, what you write down, what you say, okay? Pisces. Whew. Do leave me a comment, lovely Pisces, because I love your comments. Do hit the like button if it resonated, and subscribe to the channel for more. And thank you to everybody from Aries through to Pisces. Any other videos you want to check out and joining the Gem Stars as well is all in the description box of the video. Check out your sun, your moon and your rising, and I will see you next time. Namaste.